Good morning and welcome to WWDC.
Now, let's talk about iOS. Let's get started with the all-new lock screen. In iOS 16, we're bringing the biggest update ever to the lock screen, completely reimagining how it looks and works for you. The new lock screen remains undeniably iPhone, while also giving you new ways to make it more personal, beautiful, and helpful than ever. I can simply swipe to try out different styles that automatically change the color filter, the background, and the font for the time, all to complement each other. All I need to do is tap on any element of the lock screen to start editing. So let's customize the font. I can audition different typefaces and choose from different colors. And I like this color. I'll just adjust the shade a little bit. I think this looks awesome now. Now, I can also make my lock screen more helpful by putting widgets right on the lock screen. So I'll add the temperature, my activity rings, and let's drag in the calendar widget. Let's create another. I can bring up our brand new wallpaper gallery, which showcases a bunch of options for inspiration. And there are plenty to choose from here. So much room for personalization. And by simply swiping, I can switch between them. Here's weather, which shows live weather conditions, like a downpour and lightning. Notifications now roll in from the bottom of the lock screen as you receive them, and you can choose to hide them throughout the day. And now with live activities, the now playing controls can expand to a full screen view that celebrates album art while you listen along. So that's the all-new lock screen. Starting with extending focus to your lock screen. This means your choice of a photo and widgets can all be tied to a particular focus. And now that you can have multiple lock screens, you can match them to the appropriate focus throughout your day. You can have a dedicated one for when you're in a work focus, with widgets showing your upcoming meeting or to-do list. Or with just a swipe, you can activate your personal focus. All of your corresponding notification settings apply, and it extends to your home screen too. Now, let's talk about what's in store for messages. You can edit any message you just sent, so embarrassing typos can be a thing of the past. Now you have undo send, so you can immediately recall a recent misfire. And finally, you can now mark any thread as unread, a perfect tool if you don't have time to respond in the moment. We're extending SharePlay beyond FaceTime and bringing it to messages. This was the #1 request from developers. Now, when you find something you want to share, like a movie on Disney+, you can kick off SharePlay right there and enjoy it together while chatting in messages.
Dictation lets you type just by speaking and can be much faster than typing with the keyboard. When I start dictating, the keyboard stays open, so I can switch between using voice and touch. I can even select text using touch and replace it with my voice just by speaking. And this year, we're excited to take this integration further by bringing live text to video. Now you can pause a video on any frame and interact with text just like you can today with photos. So now you're just a tap away from converting currency and translating a foreign language. And for an even richer translation experience, you'll be able to use live text while in the Translate app with our new camera view. This will be great for when you have lots of text to translate. Now, when you touch and hold on the subject of an image, you can lift it away from the background and place it in apps like Messages.
We're excited to have launched Maryland and Arizona, with 11 additional states actively working on deployments. And the first locations now accepting wallet IDs are select TSA security checkpoints. You'll also be able to securely present your ID to apps requiring identity and age verification. And now we're making sharing keys even easier with your favorite messaging apps like Mail, Messages, or WhatsApp. When your friend receives the key, they can add it to their wallet with a single tap. And to let you share keys with people who don't have an iPhone, now let's talk about Apple Pay. Starting this month with Tap to Pay on iPhone, millions of merchants across the US can accept contactless payments directly on iPhone with no additional hardware or payment terminal needed. We're thrilled to announce Apple Pay Later. Apple Pay Later lets you split the cost of an Apple Pay purchase into 4 equal payments spread over 6 weeks with zero interest and no fees of any kind. And Apple Pay Later is available everywhere Apple Pay is accepted, in apps and online. Apple Pay order tracking enables merchants to deliver detailed receipt and tracking information directly to Wallet, making it easy to get the latest information on all of your Apple Pay orders.
And we're excited to announce that later this year, we'll bring the new map to 11 more, including France, Switzerland, and New Zealand. And with the new city experience, we pushed it even further with unprecedented detail for land cover, roads, and elevation, as well as improved driving and transit navigation. And we're adding Las Vegas, which looks stunning. And before the end of the year, we'll add 6 more cities, including Miami, Chicago, and Sydney.
Let's start with one of our most requested features, multi-stop routing. You can now plan up to 15 stops in advance. Maps will now store previous routes in recents, so they're easy to get back to. And you can plan multi-stop routes on the Mac and send them to iPhone when you're ready to go. We're making it easy for riders to see fares for how much their journey will cost, along with the ability to add transit cards to Wallet.
iOS and the entire Apple ecosystem are amazing for families, and we have some great new features to talk about, starting with some updates to family sharing. We're adding a new, easy way to set age-appropriate restrictions for apps, movies, books, and music, along with quick setup of other important parental controls. We're also making setting up a new device for your child, like an iPad, really simple. Just turn on the device they'll be using, bring your iPhone nearby, and choose to set up with Quick Start. With just a few taps, the new device will be set up for their use with all the parental controls you've selected already configured. And when your child asks for more screen time, you won't have to navigate to settings to approve or deny the request. You can now respond right in Messages. We're introducing iCloud Shared Photo Library to help you share photos seamlessly and even automatically. You can participate in one shared library that's shared with up to 5 other people with a new switch right in Camera that sends shots straight to the shared library as you take them. Let's talk about privacy. And that's iOS 16, a mighty release that gives you entirely new ways to make iOS your own. It also helps you stay in touch with ease, engage with the world around you, and seamlessly share experiences and memories with your family and friends.
In watchOS 9, we're bringing great new features to each of these 3 areas. The astronomy phase has been remastered to take advantage of the expansive display and shows current cloud coverage around the world. The lunar calendar is used to observe traditional holidays and special events in many cultures. Playtime, designed by artist Joy Fulton, features whimsical animated numbers. You can tap the display to send them bouncing around, and when you lower your wrist, they take a nap. Finally, Metropolitan highlights watch typography with a new font that dynamically stretches when you rotate the digital crown. watchOS 9 also introduces a refreshed Siri UI and new banner notifications. And active apps will be pinned to the top of the dock for quick access.
Each workout view lets you see more at a glance. Scroll the digital crown to see new views for familiar metrics like segments, splits, and elevation. And we're introducing heart rate zones, so you can quickly see what zone you're in and get a sense of your intensity level at any point during your workout. And there's also a new custom workout that you can use to add structure into your run. So in iOS 16, the fitness app will be available to all iPhone users. Using the iPhone motion sensors, you can track steps, distance, flights climbed, and workouts from your favorite apps.
In watchOS 9, you'll be able to learn more about your sleep with sleep stages. Apple Watch uses signals from the accelerometer and heart rate sensor to detect which stage of sleep you're in. You can see how much time you spent in each stage, as well as when you might have woken up. You'll see more details in the Health app, where you'll learn that each sleep stage, REM, core, and deep, perform an essential function: medications. So in watchOS 9, the Medications app makes it easy for you to discreetly and conveniently track your medications, vitamins, and supplements anytime. You can log medications that you might take occasionally, like cetirizine for allergies. And you can receive notifications for medications that you need to take regularly.
There's so much more in watchOS 9, including support for 6 new keyboard languages, a new way for developers to connect their watchOS apps to Apple TV, and with Family Setup, kids can now control home devices right from their wrist.
This year, in iPadOS 16, we have a big release that's going to take this versatility even further. We're also bringing weather to iPad, taking full advantage of the stunning display with beautiful animations like these gently moving clouds, heavy snowfall, and driving rain. So let's start with collaboration. But now you can also instantly kick off a collaboration when you send something with the share sheet. This makes initiating collaboration across the system as easy as sending a link and means a conversation with your collaborators is always just a tap away. Everyone can immediately join and start making edits like the ones you see here. The group appears in the toolbar and I can kick off communication right from here. I can get back to the messages conversation or initiate a FaceTime call. I can see Anne and Mindy joining the tab group. And I can even see which tabs people are looking at right in the tab bar. So today, we're giving you a sneak peek at a brand new app called Freeform coming later this year.
Now, you can be on a FaceTime call, and with a tap, you're all collaborating live on a Freeform board. You can add almost anything to a board. It's perfect for brainstorming sessions, jotting down notes, sharing files, or even creating diagrams with others. It's flexible, limited only by your imagination. As others begin adding their thoughts, you can see their live cursors showing you right where they're working. And if someone is in another part of Freeform, you can just tap to jump straight to where they are on the board.
And we're building it right into iPadOS, macOS, and iOS later this year. And we have a big update to files with some of the most requested features, such as the ability to change file extensions, view folder size, and more. And for the first time ever, customizable toolbars in iPadOS, so you can add the tools that matter to you most. And with iPadOS 16, we're introducing reference mode, which meets the color requirements in workflows like review and approve, color grading, and compositing, where accurate colors and consistent image quality are critical. So whether you prefer using iPad Pro as a standalone device or as a second display with Sidecar, reference mode provides a consistent reference workflow across your Pro devices. Pros are always wanting more space to work with, so we're adding a new display scaling setting, which allows you to increase the pixel density of the display so you can view more in your apps, which is particularly helpful when using split view. So we're bringing Stage Manager. Stage Manager takes multitasking on iPad to a whole new level. With Stage Manager activated, I can now resize windows, exposing a powerful new way to work with apps on iPad. And the dock is visible, so I can easily get to all my apps. Let's open Music. You'll notice that all my recently used apps appear on the left, so switching between them is really fast. For the first time on iPad, I can work with overlapping windows. I'm going to drag Messages alongside Calendar here. And that's iPadOS 16, a big release with exciting updates to many of the built-in apps. Weather app comes to iPad, new ways to collaborate and be productive, great features for pro users, including Stage Manager, and so much more.
Our OS releases will be available as developer betas today, and each of them will have a public beta next month. All of these OS releases will be available to our users this fall. Thank you for joining us, and let's have a great WWDC.